Hey guys, what is up? This is Aaron from Around the World Sports, and this is my Colorado Rockies playthrough on GM Games. Out of the Park Baseball 22. We are at Monday, May 1st. We finished April 12 and 12. We are currently in third place in the National League West, 3 games behind the Dodgers. We're 6-4 in our last 10. It was a pretty good second half of the month. It was a pretty garbage first half of the month, and if I sound out of breath, I am. I'm still recovering from COVID here, so I am doing my best to grind through these things, but yeah, so that's why I sound out of breath if I am, because I am. So you can see difficult first half of the month, but second half of the month was pretty good. Just lost 2 out of 3 to San Francisco, lost 3 of our last 4, but we had a 5-game winning streak before that. Just from looking at our team rankings, it really looks, it's our defense. It's always our defense. I mean, our offense hasn't been great. We are second in runs scored, which I guess is, the ultimate goal, right? I mean, the whole point of the game is to score runs. But we've given up a ton, 127 runs in 24 games. Our starters ERA is 13th, which is better than it's ever been. But our bullpen is struggling, and our defense is just terrible. So 18 errors in 24 games isn't going to get it done, which is a bit surprising because we have some pretty good defensive players who aren't performing, like Jamison Hanna. Doesn't have a great arm, but good range, good error, good center field ranking, and you can see right now he's got a negative zone rating. So, yeah, a bit surprising, but we're gonna move on here, and we're gonna hope to get up to the draft pool announcement. And then my plan is to do another live stream on Friday night, and hopefully we can go up through the trade deadline there. So let's play. We got 3 games at home against St. Louis, followed by 3 on the road at New York. So let's see how the beginning of the month goes. We're gonna take on Genesis Cabrera here on May 2nd. We win 5-1. And again, I swear I'm not going to look at every box score, but I get when we win, when we have a good game, when we don't give up a lot of runs, I get excited. So, Marcus Semien 2 for 4. Joey Gallo had a couple hits. Semien hit his 3rd home run. Schmidt went 8 innings, 6 hits, 8 strikeouts. Nice game from Clark Schmidt. So we're 13-12 as we get ready to take on St. Louis again. This time it's a 7-5 loss, and the 3rd game of the series is a 6-1 loss. So we're down under 500 now at 13-14 as we go to New York to take on the Mets. Ooh, a tight one, 8-7 loss, 6-5 loss. Wow. Can we avoid the sweep? We can't. We've lost 5 in a row. The last 3 by 1 run each. So we'll go to the 14th, and then we'll pause and we'll see if there's anything we need to adjust. I mean, I guess there's probably a ton we need to adjust, but we take on Robbie Ray. And we lose by 1 run again. Man, this has been a rough stretch. That's 7 losses in a row. Finally, a 3-1 victory. So 2-8. Here in May so far. Who pitched in this one? Clevenger pitched, went first 7. Myers hit his 9th home run. All right, let's keep going. So we take on the Pirates for 3. 11-3 win. 3-2 win, so that's 3 in a row. And the final game on Saturday, as we have Sunday off, is a 2-1 loss. So let's take a look at these really quickly. Candelario, 4 RBIs. Myers, 4 RBIs. It's a pretty solid game there. Michael King went 6 2/3. That's nice to see. The 3-2 win in 13 innings. It looks like we got some good pitching. We only gave up 1 run in the first 12. Gallows at $1.94. That's no good. Schmidt went the first 6. We got some good bullpen work. DeMarcus Evans continues to be bad. And then the 2-1 loss is a tough one. DeGrom went the distance, giving up just 2 hits and loses. So that sucks. Against Kumar Rocker, who's with Pittsburgh now. Oh, right. He was drafted. I was thinking Tariq Skubal. I don't know why I had the 2 of them confused. At any rate, it's Sunday the 14th. Anything here that has to do with us? Nope. Bo Bichette, Ozzy Albies. All right, so we are 16 and 20. We're only 5 games out of first. 4 and 8 so far this month, so we can bounce back. We started out April rough too. What's funny is that things have actually gotten better. I mean, we're third in runs scored now, 181 runs scored. Sixth in on-base percentage, sixth in home runs. Our starters are up to 10th in ERA. Our bullpen is really struggling, and defensively, we're really bad. So, yeah, it's been an interesting year so far. Jacob deGrom, 56 hits in 47 innings, but he hasn't been, I mean, a 3.91 FIP. He's good for 1 WAR so far. He hasn't been terrible. Our bullpen, though, has not been good. At least a couple of players have specifically been bad. Conine, Evans, and Peacock. And Evans is pitching a ton, so we need to do something about that. And the problem is we can't send him down. I think we call up Rafael Dolis. Is anybody interested in Evans? Can we trade him? See if we get any trade offers for a DeMarcus Evans. Nothing of note. It may just be a sunk cost, not that we spent a lot of money on him or spent any money on him, but I think we designate and we call up Dolis, who's at least proven that he can pitch in the big leagues. So make him the middle reliever. Hamilton and Wendelken have been okay. Hamilton's only pitched 13 innings, so I'm not too overly concerned there. 3 home runs in 13 innings isn't great. So maybe I don't want to change Claudio because he's actually pitching well. It's our long relievers that are struggling. So we're going to, I think, do this. Let's lean on the pitchers who are doing well, Wendelken, Medina, and Dolis, and see if that helps. All of our I'm content with our starting pitching right now. It's been okay. Lineup wise, what can we do here? Anything? I mean, our catching is just not acceptable. Alex Sanchez is just not hitting. Defensively, he's fine, but he's just not hitting. Nobody is really, I mean, I shouldn't say nobody is hitting. We've got Myers, Rogers, and Candelario who are all hitting pretty well. Hannah's still posting that 355 on base percentage. Gallo's up to $194, but he's only hit 5 home runs. So that's a bit of a surprise there. Simeon has bounced back a little bit. Zone rating is still really bad at short. And I don't know if we can't field, I don't think anything else matters because we give up too many hits in cores to be giving up extra outs in every inning. So Jack Leiter only pitched 22, only threw 22 pitches in his first game. It's a bit interesting. Veen and Romo. I think Romo will be our starting catcher next season. He's gotten off to a hot start in AAA. What about Jack Leiter? What can we do with Jack Leiter? I don't necessarily want to trade him, but if we can get a pitcher that will help us more immediately, I think we go for it. But I think what you're going to see is a lot of pitchers that are the same as him, really, when it's all said and done. Ryan Zephyr-John, yeah, we're going to see a lot of pitchers that are basically the same as him. Tariq Skubal. And I hate to turn this into my Tigers playthrough, but, I mean, Tariq Skubal... I mean, either one of these pitchers would be better than Leiter currently. Doesn't make sense. It's a bad deal. It's interesting. Okay. I mean, he basically looks like what Leiter could be if Leiter develops. I mean, Leiter's only 23, though. He's only 25. If he was a ground ball pitcher, I would probably jump on that deal. What about Jackson Coar? I mean, it's good to know that there are options so we can keep an eye on Leiter and see how he performs throughout the year. And then make some moves later in the season if we need to. I don't want to trade him just to trade him, but if we can get the right deal and get the right player in return, why not? All right, let's look at the trade block real quick. Any pitchers that are better than what we're currently running out there? Tim Hill is an extreme ground ball pitcher. I can't imagine it would cost much to pick up a Tim Hill. Yeah, it really isn't. Do we try to give up one of the pitchers off of our big league roster, or do we? Because I think this. I mean, I don't mind this move. I mean, he pitched well last year with the Mets. He's pitched well so far this year. Got good movement, good control. Sinker slider pitcher, extreme ground ball. He's a submariner. I mean, that's exactly what it is we need in cores. So let's trade 33-year-old Greg Garcia and pick up Tim Hill. So we've picked up made our first pitching deal here. We can't send Conine down because we would lose him. Who's the other pitcher who's been really bad? Peacock. We'll send Peacock down, and we will call up Tim Hill and see if that makes any difference. We'll make Solis long relief. We'll make Tim Hill a setup guy. He's dominant against lefties and struggles against righties, even more so than Claudio. So maybe we do this instead. Specialist, first left-hander, and middle relief. So a couple of soft-tossing lefties on our pitching staff now, but that's fine. All right, let's continue on as we go on the road to take on the Padres now. Did we want to do anything with the lineup? Did we want to make any moves to where people are batting? I don't think so. I think our tops really, I think our lineup is fine. Is anybody hitting so badly that they need to come out of the lineup? I mean, other than Gallo, and we're not taking him out of the lineup, so no. All right, let's move on against San Diego. 4-0 loss. 3-2 win. Can we take 2 out of 3 against the Padres? We can't, so we now go to Miami to take on the Marlins. 3-1 win. 7-3 win. And then we go. So that was a pretty good stretch of baseball there for us. So we won 4 out of 6. We've won 3, 6. We're 7-3 in our last 10. So let's just quickly take a look at the winning box scores and see what we got there. Gallo hit his 6th home run. Clevenger, 6 2/3, giving up 1 run. That's nice. The 3-1 win had Schmidt go the first 3 1/3. Or 6 1/3 rather, giving up 1 unearned run. Wendelken, Hamilton, Hill came in, struck out 2. Martinez picks up his 9th save. 7-3 win here. DeGrom improves to 3-3, striking out 8 7 2/3 innings. Myers hits his 13th home run of the season. He's driven in 36 runs so far this year. Brendan Rodgers up to 338, and then a 9-0 victory. Tyler Glasnow goes 7 innings, gives up 1 hit, walks 1, strikes out 15. It's probably the best pitching performance we've had in our 3 years or whatever running the Rockies. Myers, Adams, and McKinstry all homer. Joey Gallo is down to 188. Will Myers been great. 292, 14 home runs, 39 runs knocked in. So that was a good week of baseball for us. So our pitcher signs an extension. Luis Severino, $92 million extension for the Yankees. He got Glasnow with his 15 strikeouts. He's 2-5 with a 3.23. Let's take a look and see where that puts us. We're in last place, but we are a game out of second. So, and only 2 games out of a wild card spot here early on. Tied for second in runs. Starters ERA is up to 6th. It's up to 6th. We need to do something about our defense, and I don't really know what that is. The Marcus Semien experiment is not working at shortstop. If you look at our zone ratings, Semien has been terrible. Candelario's. Our infield defense has just been awful across the board. Only Sanchez and Gallo are above average. Literally everybody else has been terrible. So what can we do about that? Semien isn't really hitting. Let's look at the trade block. That's the waiver wire. I don't want the waiver wire. So Adalberto Mondesi is on here. He can field. Semien exercises his no trade clause. Okay. So we have no players that can make this trade work. Really, I find that super hard to believe. Any contracts that are not performing? I mean, I guess technically a lot of these players aren't performing. Is there anybody here that I really am interested in moving? Not particularly. See, it's a surprise that McKinstry isn't performing. He's got really good infield ratings. But I get the feeling that if we can't improve our defense, nothing else is going to matter. We're never going to be more than a second place team. All right. So what if you retain? Okay. So you really like Adalberto Mondesi, really? You like him that much, huh? Okay, well, whatever. All right, is there anybody else here on the, what am I doing? Trade block. Ian Happ? No. Jason Hayward really isn't as great a defensive player as he used to be. Tony Kemp is just okay. Whit Merrifield is just okay. Yeah, we need to do something about that infield defense, but I just don't know what. Because if I have to bring in somebody to come in defensively in every game, I'll do that. I don't care. That's fine. But we're not the defense. We shouldn't be 20-22 with our ratings the way they are. It's because our defense is so bad. I don't know what to do here. Candelario, maybe we sit him and give Ataman a chance, but he can't. I mean, he can't hit, and he's not really any. I mean, I guess technically he's a better third baseman. How's he doing? Yeah, he's a plus. Well, he's only played 3 innings at third base. I think Candelario. The Candelario thing isn't really working for me. So let's look and see. I would rather move Candelario for maybe somebody who can't hit as well but can feel. Maybe it's Spencer Steer time. I have to look at his ratings. I don't remember what his ratings look like. He can't field either. Yeah, none of that's going to help. All right. So we're just going to run with what we have, I guess, for now. And as we get closer to the trade deadline, see, Peraza, he's starting to get better in AAA. He could end up being that backup middle infielder we need. It's just right now things aren't things aren't looking good defensively, and that's a bit of a problem. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. We've just won 3 in a row against Miami. Let's see if we can take that on the road against Cincinnati. And we do. We went 4-3. DeMarcus Evans clears waivers, so he'll go down to AAA. We pick up 2 in the 8th to win that, to come back from behind there. Clevenger goes 6. Wendelken gets the win. Martinez picks up the save. Dom Fletcher hits his 4th home run. So we've won 4 in a row now. Can we make it 5? Get back to 500? Let's see. We can't. We lose 6-1. So it's 2 out of 3 to drop to 21-24. We take on Arizona for 3 now. We're a very, very streaky team. There's another loss, so win 4 in a row, then lose 3 in a row. 6-0 win. Naylor goes 2 for 4 with 3 knocked in. Glasnow only goes an inning and 2/3 and gets hurt. Mild calf strain. Okay. Good. Really, I mean, just good top to bottom pitching. Medina goes 2 1/3 to get the win. Wendelken goes 2. JB Wendelken only a .42 ERA so far. It's been great. Gallo down to a $1.96, but that's okay. We are 3 games below 500. Can we beat Arizona here? Take 2 out of 3. Nope, 14-4 loss. All right, let's get to the end of the month and see how things stack up. We take on Arizona, 5-0 loss, 7-2 loss. Oh, man, this was a rough stretch. So lost 4 in a row, and we've lost, 7 out of 8? And we win the final game of the month, and we lose Will Myers, of course. Our best hitter for 4 to 5 weeks. So we go to June 1st at 23-29. Rogers goes 4 for 4, has his average up to 348. Gallo's down to a $1.83. Myers goes on the DL, hitting .292. He's on pace for a 44-134 season. Candelario has 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Simeon 2 hits, 2 RBIs. They both homer. Glasnow goes the first 5, but doesn't pick up the win. Medina picks up the win. So we are 23-29. It's June 1st, player development. Wendelken got better. Medina's pitching well. Tim Hill, not so much. Dolis is pitching okay since we called him up. Rogers got better. He's having a really solid year. Simeon has gotten a little better at short over the last few weeks. Leiter's pitching well down in AAA. 5 starts, 2.31 ERA. All of his ratings are getting better, so I'm glad we're hanging on to him. He's unhappy, but we're going to continue to let him to develop in AAA this year. We're not going to push it. Drew Romo has continued to get better. He's up to 2.5 star, 5 star, and he could force our hand sooner rather than later here. 262, 308, 443 in AAA. Where is Zach Veen? Zach Veen is up to 2.5 star, 4 star. No power yet in AAA. Bit of a surprise there. No home runs, but hitting 345. So we'll let him continue to develop as well. So some of our prospects are coming along nicely. I don't know who Dennis Phipps is. American League Batter of the Month, Vlad Jr., Acuna Jr., NL Batter of the Month. Luis Severino is the AL Pitcher of the Month. Vince Velasquez gets the NL Pitcher of the Month. AL Rookie of the Month goes to Ronnie Henriquez. And in the National League, it is Donovan Casey of the Dodgers. So, again, our pitching deteriorated there over the second half of the month. Our starters ERA is down to 13th. Defensively, we're still 16th. We're still second in the National League in runs scored, and we are officially 10 games out of the lead in the National League West, and we are only 4 games out of a wild card spot, but with like 12 teams ahead of us or something. So who do we call up with Myers on the DL? I think we call up somebody defensively, frankly. And I think that person's going to be Mayseal because he's the best defensive outfielder we have. So against... He can't really hit either. Fletcher, I think, has got decent... Yeah, he's good against lefties and righties. So we're going to put Rivas in left field against lefties. And we need to start doing some stuff with some subs here. And then against lefties, we'll start Fletcher, but we're not going to bat him third. I guess we'll move Simeon up. Yeah, it's not great, but it is what it is. Zone ratings, again, Gallo and Sanchez are the only two that are above average. Our infield, our whole infield, first, second, short, and third have been awful. Candelario, I don't think is long for the team. It just, the bat doesn't justify. He's good for 3.1 WAR, but the bat just isn't justifying that defense, man. It's just terrible. And Simeon's been even worse. I feel like we need to move on from Marcus Simeon, but I don't know that we'll be able to because he's got that no contract or no trade clause. This feels like it makes sense to me. He's out for 5 months, so he's out for the year. But he's elite. He's a ground ball pitcher, and it allows us to put Peraza at short, who is as good, if not better, defensively, and he's only 22. And I think, that's really what we're doing here, right? We're getting younger, we're getting a better bullpen piece, and then we can call up Peraza. I'm going to pull the trigger. Team's not going to like it because he's a leader, but I think that's okay. So, Gratterall, we're going to put on the injured list, and we will call up Peraza. He immediately becomes our starting shortstop. Hopefully that helps us. Peraza, we're going to let him bat third. The stick is pretty good against lefties. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. And Gratterall immediately becomes the best reliever we have once he's healthy. So, and he's young. He's only 24 years old. So, all right, I think that's what we're going to run with. Pitching stats for the month. Glasnow is only 2-5, but he's good for 2.5, almost 2.5 WAR already. DeGrom is 3-5, good for 1.3 WAR. Clevenger 1.2, Schmidt 1.2. So our pitching, our top 4 pitchers have been really good. Michael King has not been good this year. I'm hoping last year wasn't a fluke, but we do have Leiter waiting in the wings. So that's something that we can take a look at, as we get closer to the end of the season if we need to. Our top 4 are pretty set. I'm happy with them. And we are improving the bullpen. Martinez, Hamilton, Wendelken, Medina, Claudio have all pitched really, really well. So the top 5 in our bullpen have done a nice job. Our top 4 starters have been okay. We just need to improve that defense. So let's get up to the 11th, and we'll take a look at the draft pool. So we got Oklahoma City, an 8-2 win. Clevenger goes 7 1/3. Peraza's first game, there you go. Oswald Peraza, his first game goes 4 for 5. So that was with 4 singles. So that works. That was makes me look like a genius. Game 2 against Oklahoma City. And we win 4-3-10. So we sweep the Argonauts and move to 25-29. Peraza goes 2 for 2 as a pinch hitter in this one. He's, 857? That's 6 for 7 so far this year. King actually pitched really well. Went the first 7 1/3 innings. Hamilton blew the save, but Martinez pitched the final 2. So I'll take it. That works. On to Washington for 3. We win 9-3, so that's 4 wins in a row. Excuse me, we made 2 more errors in that game. Ataman and Hannah. Schmidt goes the first 5 2/3. Claudio picks up the win, improving to 3-0. Naylor homers. Gallo strikes out 4 times in 5 at-bats. That's no good. So we're on a 4-game winning streak as we move into Sunday. Lose 2-1. Can we win the series against Washington? We do. We win 12-4. So we've won 4 out of 5 this month, 5 of our last 6. Peraza continues to hit 2 for 5. He's hitting .647 on the season. Glasnow went the first 7 1/3. That works. Fletcher, Naylor, Rogers all homer. Gallo is just not hitting. But he's one of the few plus players we have defensively, so we'll continue to throw him out there every game. All right, so let's take on the Brewers at home. Continue to play well here in June. We're 5-1 in June with a 6-5 extra inning win. Peraza goes 4 for 4 with 3 runs scored, 3 runs knocked in. He's only hitting .714 as of right now. Gallo finally gets a hit. And Clevenger goes the first 6. Radial Martinez blows it, but Medina comes in and pitches the 10th for the win. Clevenger, 3 runs in 6 innings. I'll take it. 2 games under 500 now. If we can sweep Milwaukee, we can be 30-30. Can we win again? Nope, we lose 7-1. All right, 2 out of 3 against Milwaukee. We do. We win 11-6. Big win. Lot of offense. Schmidt picks up the win, going the first 6, giving up 3 runs, 7 hits. Bullpen's okay. Medina gives up a run. Hamilton gets the hold, even though he gives up a couple runs. Ataman gets his first home run of the year. He's starting to hit a little bit more now that he's getting some playing time. Dom Fletcher hits his 6th home run of the year. It's a pinch hit grand slam, actually, in the 8th. Yeah, pinch hit grand slam. Ali Sanchez with 3 hits, 3 RBIs. Gallo with another offer. Naylor with a couple hits. Rivas, 3 hits, 3 runs scored. So June's been a pretty good month. That's 6-2 here in June. All right, so we go to the 10th. We'll play up until the 12th. We'll finish that series against, as I point at my monitor. I just sat here and I pointed at my monitor when I said we're going to play till the 12th. So let's see how this series against Philadelphia goes before we call it an episode. So we win 10-9. So we're 1 game under 500. This is a Rockies game if there ever was one. So a 10-9 win. Sanchez, 3 more hits, 3 more RBIs. Rogers up to 350 on the year. Gallo with another 0 for 5. Peraza, 2 more hits. Another home run for him. DeGrom goes 6 2/3, giving up 6 runs. Doesn't factor in the decision. Wendelken, Claudio Martinez come in to close the door, as it were. Here's the game on the 11th. We lose 6-5 in 17 innings. All right, we'll go back and look at that one. I want to finish off this series against Philadelphia. So we finished with a 5-1 win. So we're 31-22. We were 12-12 in April, 11-17 in May, and 8-3 so far here in June. Excuse me. Gallo's down to 167. Looks like a pinch hit home run for Candelario. McKinstry with a couple hits. Naylor with a couple hits. Adams off the bench with a couple of hits. Glasnow goes 5 1/3. Martinez picks up the loss. Bullpen actually pitched pretty well. Run in 2/3 of an inning from Hill. A run in an inning from Hamilton. But Medina, Conine, Wendelken, Dolis, Claudio all pitched really well. And then the 5-1 win. 5 separate guys with RBIs. Adams and Peraza each with 2 hits. Rogers 2 hits. And Clevenger goes the first 5, but Medina gets the win. Conine and Hamilton come in and close the door. Jared Kelenic hits 3 home runs for the Mariners. Machado with 5 hits. Kimbrel wants out of San Diego. I'm sure he does. Walker Buehler no hits the Cubs. Kelenic hits 3 more home runs. Wow, it's twice in a week. All right, so let's look at the draft pool, and we are picking 4th this year. So the draft pool. Actually, let's look at the mock draft first. They have us taking Zion Rose. I'm not going to take Zion Rose. He's a good catcher. Develops pretty well, but can you pass up Carson Montgomery if he's there at 5, or Ben Guess if he's there at 6, or Thomas White if he's there at 6? I think we're going to go pitching. Man, some of these players are pretty good. Looks like a pretty solid draft, and we do have I thought we had a comp pick. I guess we don't. Playing too many series here. I'm trying to remember what's going on. All right, so draft pool. We've highly scouted. This is going to... I ideally would like to walk out of here with Carson Montgomery, 20-year-old who's already almost fully developed. He's an absolute monster. Thomas White is going to require some room, but he's got 5+ pitches. Ben Guess, a little bit more developed, a little bit, I would say, higher floor, lower ceiling than Thomas White, but still a great prospect in his own right, 22. He'd probably start in Double-A. So 3 elite pitching prospects. I'm hoping Carson Montgomery falls to us. We will see. Batters. Zion Rose is the best hitter in the draft according to OSA, but I'm not interested in taking him with the first pick. Yeah, it's going to be a pitcher. I would love for somebody like Bowser to fall to us in the 2nd round. Great defensive third baseman. Yeah, you've got some good. There are some good, I would say, good second-tier hitters here. That might be available to us in the 2nd round. I took Cam Collier with my 2nd-round pick as the Tigers in that playthrough, and he's developing pretty well. Jerry and Ely. So, yeah, it looks like there are, we're going to walk away from this unless it goes pitcher, pitcher, pitcher. If it goes Montgomery, White, Guess, I'm going to be really, really peeved. I still probably would take either Dunn. I would still probably take one of these pitchers if it goes pitcher, pitcher, pitcher. I really hope it doesn't. Nate Savino's another one I might consider. We have the 4th pick, and there are 3 elite pitchers. So you have to hope that they all fall to us. And right now, OSA has Miami taking Davis Meish. Kansas City taking Johnny Sicoli. And the Brewers taking Jordan Sweeney. Now, if it goes that way and we get one of these pitchers, great. If not, we're going to be stuck with a 2nd-tier starter, which won't be great, but I'll still... Finley's not bad. Jackson Finley's really not bad. 4 good pitchers, 4 good pitches, and he's already really, really well developed. So I think this is going to be a pitcher draft for us either way. Let's take a look at our stats before we call it an episode here. Tyler Glasnow is only 3-5, but he's already put up 2.5 WAR for us through 2.5 months. Only 6 home runs allowed in 66 innings, and this is exactly why I wanted him. He's been fantastic for us. Even kept the walks down, so he's been great. Jacob deGrom hasn't really been that bad, honestly. He's close to posting a 4-win season. Still giving up a few too many hits, 98 hits in 76 innings, but he's not walking anybody. Not really giving up a ton of home runs. Just needs to cut down on those hits, and he should be fine. Clark Schmidt has, just the development from one year to the next to Clark Schmidt has been phenomenal. He's on pace for a 4-win season. 2 years removed from a 1-14 year, so that's nice to see. Clevenger's been a nice addition. We're not paying him a ton, and he's on pace for 3.5 WAR. We're only paying him, $10 million? Yeah, he's on pace for 3.5 WAR. It's really just been Michael King who's struggled, and even he's put together back-to-back really nice outings for us. Bullpen, again, the bullpen has been better than it has been in past seasons. Martinez is struggling this year compared to last year, but even still, it's only in 22 innings. He's given up too many home runs, 6 home runs in 22 innings. He's got to get better. But Hamilton has been pretty good. Wendelken has been very good. Medina's been very good. Claudio's been very good. Dolis has been good. Conine has gotten significantly better since we changed his role. Only Tim Hill has struggled. So we need to just get rid of this, and we just need to make him a specialist. He just basically needs to face nothing other than lefties. You can see he's got up 20 hits in 8 innings, so that ain't going to get it done. So we'll just make him a specialist, and that will be fine. How are our fielding stats? They're getting better. Peraza's been a plus defender at short in his 10 games. Hanna's up to a plus defender. McKinstry's a plus defender now. Gallo and Sanchez. So it's getting better. Really, all of our fielding has gotten better. Even Candelario's gotten better since we've threatened to take him out of the lineup. Rogers has been better. Rivas has been really bad in left field. So that's a bit of a problem. Has it been left field or has it been first base? It's been both. He's been equally bad at both. Naylor is a minus player at first, which is to be expected. I don't know that Josh Naylor is ever going to turn into what we wanted him to, but he's on pace for a 26 home run, 103 RBI season, which, that's not terrible. Dom Fletcher's had a really... Let's look at batting stats. So Rogers been our best hitter. 346, 397, 561, good for 2.5 WAR. Oswaldo Peraza is already good for 1 WAR in 12 games. He's got 10 RBIs in 12 games, hitting 559 with a 14-18 OPS. Candelario's hitting, but not fielding. Naylor's hitting, but not fielding. Fletcher's doing a little bit of both, 284, 329, 608. Hanna, the average is slipping. The on-base percentage is slipping. I need him at 350. He's going to bat leadoff for us. If not, we may move Peraza to that leadoff spot. McKinstry is playing multiple positions, and he's been fine. Ali Sanchez is starting to hit, and he's got that WAR up to an even number, which is nice. Rivas and Joey Gallo is our worst hitter by WAR. He's at 168, 273, 341, sporting a 613 OPS and a 52 OPS plus. So negative 0.4 WAR. Front office, we still have a little bit of money. Fans are coming in, so that number's going up a little bit. From a future perspective, I think we'll probably move on from Candelario. Will Myers doesn't want a ton of money, so that's something we can address if he continues to hit like this. DeGrom, Gallo, Clevenger, Glasnow are not going anywhere. Martinez probably isn't going anywhere. So we are going to have some decisions to make. Nothing horribly expensive here, but we are going to have some decisions to make, and hopefully we can play well and continue to draw people in. We are in 4th place, 12 games out of first, but only 2 games out of a wild card spot. So things are looking good through the first 2.5 months of the season. So guys, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what if you think we should just hold the line here and hope that Gallo kind of gets out of this, and hope the Candelario's defense continues to improve and Rogers' defense continues to improve. If we should move Hanna out of the leadoff spot, maybe. Do we move Peraza up, or do we leave Hanna there to kind of continue that left-right thing once Myers comes back? Let me know what you think of thought of the trade. Moving on from Simeon and picking up Gratterall, who's not really going to pitch for us this year, but will potentially down the road. Make a move for the future to improve that bullpen. And just generally let me know what you think of the series. So, I would tell you guys a couple things. GM Games, obviously, if you're not following already, follow. These guys have, they give newbie content creators like myself a chance to get their name out there, and I'm very appreciative there. If you haven't already joined their Discord, join their Discord. They have people post links to various Let's Plays that they have going on. A lot of cool stuff on there. If you're a fan of, Out of the Park, or you're a fan of the Wolverine Studios guys. There's a lot of content there. And then lastly, obviously head over to my channel at Around the World Sports and drop me a subscribe over there, as I would appreciate it. I'm approaching 200 subscribers, so I would appreciate that as well. So guys, my plan, mark this on your calendar. My plan is to do another live stream this Friday evening, where we will get through June and up to the trading deadline, and we might even go beyond that. Depends how randy I'm feeling, as it were. So yeah, so drop me a subscribe on my channel. Drop these guys here on the GM Games channel. Subscribe here. Come check me out Friday night on our live stream, and I'll talk to everybody soon. Bye-bye.